He wouldn't send it.
I am in Clifton, Ohio at the historic Clifton Mill, the setting of one of the greatest Christmas attractions in the entire world, known as the legendary Christmas lights at Clifton Mill. The large mill on a scenic gorge is illuminated with about 4 million lights, in addition to several other awesome old school Christmas themed attractions and displays. The lights are not turned on yet, they are turned on at precisely 6 o'clock p.m. So first I'm going to explore the property while there is some light. And to get there, visitors have to cross a covered bridge over the Clifton Gorge and the Little Miami River. There is the glorious Clifton Mill, which is one of the largest water-powered grist mills still in existence. The original mill on the site was built in 1802, nearly 220 years ago, by Revolutionary War veteran Owen Davis. The mill was greatly expanded during the early 19th century into the present structure. It is truly impressive even before the lights come on. Here is a nativity scene with some full-size mannequins dressed up, which is a great old-fashioned way to do it. There's baby Jesus in the manger. This attraction is very old school and vintage compared to most Christmas attractions these days, especially when it comes to some features like the miniature railroad and the museum collections. I really love old-fashioned places like this, and they're getting harder and harder to find, so I am just enthralled with this place. There's an old pioneer-era log cabin on the grounds. There seems to be some random antiques inside the cabin, along with some Christmas wreaths and decorations, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. This is just fantastic. A sprawling miniature village and railroad with all sorts of miniature landmarks and interesting hallmarks. It isn't activated yet, but I guess that is the Springfield, Ohio airport. There's an Airstream trailer park. Airstreams are built in Ohio. Check out this retro drive-in movie theater with authentic drive-in speakers. That's great. There's a lot of tiny buildings back there. Some of them are hard to tell, but I think a lot of these are depictions of real local landmarks. There's the Fifth Right Cycle Shop from Dayton, Ohio. That structure is now at Greenfield Village. There's a vintage diner, and Santa's workshop that is here at the mill. That's a used car lot. Here's the Ohio State University football field in miniature. Check out that Frisch's Big Boy Drive-In with 2 mini Big Boy statues. There's a street, maybe there will be a drag race here later. And there is the Clifton Mill and the covered bridge. On top of this building, reminiscent of an old-timey gas station, Santa's sleigh is parked alongside some fairly realistic reindeer. I think this is where Santa himself will be working later this evening. The Clifton Mill does still operate as a grist mill, although it is much more famous and profitable for its Christmas lights these days. But according to this plaque, it's been a continuously running mill since 1802. The mill did supply flour and other necessities to the US Army during both the War of 1812 and the Civil War. On the backside of the mill is the Santa Claus Museum, which is probably my favorite thing about the Clifton Mill. It houses a completely insane and overwhelming collection of Santa Clauses. There are over 3,000 vintage depictions of Santa in here, including animatronics, carvings, figurines, memorabilia, and all sorts of other representations of the legendary Santa Claus. There is so much to it that the Santa Claus Museum will be shown in a separate video, so if you want to see and tour the Santa Museum now, or after watching this video, it will be linked in the description. It really is unlike anything I've ever seen. Alright, I staked out a pretty good spot to watch the ceremonial illumination of the Clifton Mill lights, which will be turned on at the flick of a switch. Then they will have a musical light show on the covered bridge, which I don't have a very good angle for, but anyways, this should be cool.
May I have your attention? The Clifton Mill Christmas light display will be turning on in 2 minutes.
Okay, I see why these lights are considered legendary. This is absolutely magnificent. It looks like Santa Claus has arrived and he is up in the chimney of his workshop.
Alright, we'll sing the Jingle Bells part. I'll count to 3. Ready? And remember to sing loud. 1, 2, 3. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse
Oh, wonderful! Thank you so much. Merry Christmas!
They have a busy Santa here at Clifton Mill. He has come down from the chimney into his workshop to work on his list and other preparations for Christmas, but visitors can still peer inside and see what Santa is doing. I will say, this is an ingenious concept. I haven't seen anything quite like this anywhere. And when visitors go up to the window, Santa will usually wave at them. Also, Santa's workshop is great. I love how it is filled with all sorts of vintage toys. On the side of Santa's workshop / gas station, there is a small collection of vintage toys. It's a little exhibit, nowhere near the size of the Santa Claus Museum, but this is still a good display. There are some antique sleds along the wall. A lot of these are from the 1940s and 50s, but some are from the early 1900s. And here are some toys of yesteryear. There's a Santa head wall hanging. I guess they did have enough of those in the Santa Museum. There's an old Mickey Mouse doll. There's lots of great vintage toy sets and dolls. There's the Friendly Folks Motel playset. And a service station playset by the Marks Company. Here's a Christmas tree. These toys are set up around the tree like Christmas morning. There's some antique board games and miscellaneous toys. There's a toy telephone switchboard box. Guess you could talk through that. There's another Christmas tree with more antique toys. There's a G.I. Joe and a Red Ryder BB gun. Here are some mannequin kids. The one on the right looks like he stuck his tongue to a freezing flagpole. And yes, there's a lady leg lamp from A Christmas Story. I noticed they turned on the massive water wheel, which is totally covered in lights. Here's the illuminated covered bridge. It is ridiculously crowded here. There is not a lot of space at the Clifton Mill for all these people. Unfortunately, they have these shades and chicken wiring over the windows facing the mill, which makes it very hard to get pictures from here. The rock walls of the gorge itself are blanketed with lights, which creates a really cool effect. Here's the life-size nativity scene after dark. And beckoning above the nativity is the Star of Bethlehem. The old log cabin is turned into an epileptic's nightmare. It is randomly flashing with Christmas lights both on the exterior and the interior. All the antiques inside the cabin are covered in aimless Christmas lights that just keep randomly flashing. That's really unique. I wonder what they would do with this log cabin, and that's definitely one way to do it. The same covered bridge light show occurs every 30 minutes. I can't play the full thing because of copyright, and I will get some better angles later.
What do you call a cat on the beach on Christmas? Santa Claus.
That's a bad cat joke. You can never escape that.
Oh, Mrs. Claus doesn't like my jokes either. Be sure to put out some milk and
Cookies!
yes, cookies.
Or a granola
Do you want to know what someone left me instead of cookies last year?
Hummus and carrots?
Pizza.
Oh!
A whole pizza. All of the other reindeer used to have the calling days. Christmas!
I caught Santa coming down the chimney. I guess he's going back to work at his desk. Now let's take a look at the miniature railroad and village display, which is all lit up and animated now. There are not too many trains going around. The village itself is definitely the most impressive part. There's the miniature Clifton Mill and Gorge all lit up, just like the real one here. There's a drag race going on through the street, a very slow drag race, look at the Frisch's Big Boy Drive-In. It has mechanical moving car hops. That is so awesome. Here's the Ohio State University football field, where a mechanical football game is actively happening and the marching band is marching in the shape of the word Ohio. There's also a blimp circling the field. This is quite impressive. Look at all those lights. This is unbelievable. There's the airport, where there are planes chasing each other. A train perpetually circles the Airstream Park. The drive-in movie theater is awesome lit up at night. They're actually playing a scene from Rebel Without a Cause, starring James Dean on the mini screen, along with an occasional retro cartoon advertisement for concessions. Also, the real drive-in speakers blast some doo-wop. This is too cool. Not sure what's happening here in the back of the theater. There's like abductions or something. That's bizarre. There's some floating hot air balloons back there. And an ice skating rink. The detail of this miniature village is fantastic. I wish I knew more about some of these structures. Check out that bowling alley with a lane up there. It looks like this log cabin is on fire. There's a miniature amusement park up there. This is the house from A Christmas Story. The real one used in filming is in Cleveland, Ohio, but this miniature has the leg lamp and all sorts of other references, like Ralphie in the pink bunny suit, the little brother immobilized by the layer of coats, the kid with his tongue stuck to the pole, and the mom and dad are trying to stuff the Christmas tree through the front door. Up there is the Wright Cycle Shop and the Wright Flyer is circling above it. Oh, I guess it's time for another light show. Back to the village. Here's the retro diner. and the used car lot is all lit up. That house has some serious Christmas lights. The miniature village and railroad is incredibly well done and detailed. This alone is worth seeing. Now let's actually take a closer look at the views of the Clifton Mill and Gorge, adorned with millions of Christmas lights. Alright, this time I weighed out a good angle on the covered bridge for the next light show. Unfortunately, I can't show the whole thing because of copyrighted music, so enjoy some excerpts. Let's check in with Santa one more time. I want to give props to this Santa. He's been doing this for hours and he's great. Sometimes he'll look at someone, scroll through the list and give the thumbs up. It's pretty hilarious, and apparently I'm on the good list, although I was hoping he would give someone the thumbs down. Here's another look at the large historic mill structure. There's some flour bags in there. Again, this still operates as a gristmill. The Santa Claus Museum now has a serious line to get in. I waited in line to see the inside of the mill. They're selling some cookies and other snacks in here. The walls are adorned with antiques. It's a lot like a Cracker Barrel. During the rest of the year, the mill has a restaurant in here. I have visited and dined here before. Actually, the very first video I ever made public on this channel featured the Clifton Mill. While Christmas is serious business here, the Clifton Mill is worth visiting any day of the year. I have now gone out on the balcony to see the views over the illuminated gorge, the old covered bridge, and the historic water wheel. Alright, this should be a good view for the final covered bridge light show. That is a pretty marvelous light show. Sorry I couldn't show more. However, I did post the footage in a separate video that I'll link in the description. I have pretty well covered everything at the Clifton Mill, so I'm going to head out, but not after one more look at that classic mill view. I'm going to exit through the covered bridge. So that was Christmas at the Clifton Mill, with millions of legendary lights, a busy Santa Claus, a sprawling miniature village and railroad, a boundless Santa Claus Museum, and other great features. This is probably my new favorite Christmas attraction. It is just so cool, so detailed, and so old school. It is literally the ideal holiday display for me. I will certainly be returning to this in the future, and I'd highly recommend anyone watching this to make the trip out during the holiday season. They do this 7 days a week, and the admission cost isn't bad. If you enjoyed this video, then please like it, share it, and subscribe. Additionally, check out some of my other videos. I have filmed various other Christmas attractions, and definitely make sure to watch the full Santa Claus Museum tour video from here at the Clifton Mill, because it was probably the best part. I have also filmed hundreds of other videos across the country at roadside attractions, museums, national parks, theme parks, and much more. So please take a look at those if you're interested. Thanks for watching.